Thank you. Dear guests, welcome to International Symposium on Youth Employment. This is the premier international event for youth policymakers, educational representatives, corporate professionals, youth workers, and experts to learn about good practices and get inspired for developing cross-sectorial employment strategies for the future of youth. So welcome to AGÜ. First of all, I would like to present you the AGÜ. So that's, let's watch a short film about AGÜ.
Time goes by fast. Winds of change blow hard in every moment of life. Accessing to information, means of production, the whole universe, every aspect of life that is touched by change is being reshaped. 21st century is the dawn of a new age and a new generation. A third-generation state university, Abdullah Gül University, carries on the legacy of Summer Cloth Factory that once enriched the society and the country. AGU is preparing for changing the future with its classless, open and dynamic architecture that promotes collective imagination. Now is AGU time. Universities are changing in order to adapt to modern times. With its research projects focused on solutions for global problems, innovative teaching system, AGU is the pioneer of this change. AGU is conducting research projects originating from practical needs and introducing students to new learning experiences. AGU sets an example for third-generation state universities. New learning experience takes teaching process out of the classroom. AGU removes the borders between university and the real life and offers a higher education system in touch with industry. AGU creates individuals who will shape the future by passionately search for a solution for social problems. Being one of the 4 universities that offers lectures in English, AGU is aiming for creating sophisticated individuals with language courses in the USA and master doctorate scholarships. Creative, productive, innovative, 3rd generation state university. Let's dream together.
Yes, youth unemployment has grown in prominent problems nowadays. So the underlying problems will be discussed with distinguished keynote speakers, roundtable contributors, and workshop leaders. At the moment, we have 160 different institutions, 223 participants, and 33 countries are represented here. So let's start the International Symposium on Youth Employment Challenges, and I would like to invite Mr. Bernard Abrignani, Deputy Director of the French NA and Coordinator of the Salto Youth Euromed.
So it's always a very difficult honor to start. So after such important and impressive video related to what this university is offering, I will have some difficulty to be better. I will try my best. It's a challenge. As ISYEC means, the C of ISYEC is challenges. Dear colleagues, dear friends, dear participants, welcome to the 2nd edition of the ISYEC. When we started to design the concept of this symposium, it was 2013, and the first edition was in 2014 already. And we worked a lot all together, especially from the university staff. But for the first time this year, we are able to say that it's starting to be really an international cooperation due to the fact that not only the national agency from Turkey is supporting, but also the national agencies of France and Italy. And without the possibility to use and to cooperate together with the Adult University, it would have been impossible. I believe strongly that we are here in the right place to try to talk and to face such challenges related to youth employment. Today, in many, many countries, not only in Europe, but all around the world, this is a challenge number 1, youth employability. We are talking about the university of 3rd generation, but we are talking about also young people from 4th and 5th generation. We have to prepare them. We have to make them able to face the next years of their life, which means that all together we will think, discuss, exchange about what is done and what is possible to be done and to be developed later on. Yesterday, and during the 2 past days, we hosted here in the Abdul University the first national tool fair in Turkish, which is the first of the year, one of the 7th which will be done. The tool fair concept started in 2004, and now we are in the 11th year of the International Tool Fair, and Turkey is joining not only by hosting in the 2007 already the 2nd edition of the International Tool Fair, but also hosting for the first time a national tool fair in Turkish. The idea behind why I'm linking both is really simple. Today, the 2 main things which are supporting as much as possible the growing up of the students and future employees is based on capacity building and educational tools, which is one of the very specific signature of the Abdul Gül University related to the youth factory concept, is based on capacity building. And the more we will be in direction of education, the best it will be for the young people. And the second point is multilingualism. And multilingualism in the days we have now is very important. It's not English everywhere, and also because in many languages there are some specificities which are impossible to be translated into English. So that's why it's very important, especially the ones tackling with educational level, and because each language has its own specificity related to the culture of the country also. So for all these reasons, the Abdul Gül University is a very important place and will be each year more and more a very important place related to these two things, but not only, according to what was presented. And I would like to wish all of you a very, very important, efficient 3 days related to the topic of youth challenges. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Abgnani. And now I would like to invite Mr. Mesut Kamiloğlu, Head of Turkish National Agency.
Rector of Abdullah Gül University, Director of French NA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We start very good slogan, which is, let's dream together. When we talk about youth employment, we need to dream together for future. And it's a great pleasure for me to address you here on behalf of Turkish National Agency at this important symposium on youth employment challenges. It is important because the location is very important in terms of employment. Kayseri is especially known for the entrepreneurship culture and of their inhabitants. So I believe that this conference in Kayseri will be very exploratory for all of us to find maybe good solution for youth employment issue. I would like to express my thanks for organizer of this event. The main topic of the symposium is youth employment challenges. It's quite relevant to current discussions both at national level and international level. After almost 8 years, the global financial crisis in 2008, the youth unemployment is still one of the biggest challenges facing all countries in the world. It's not just limited with developed countries, developing countries. This is the problem for even the most developed European Union states. In many countries, unemployment rates are generally much higher, even double than unemployment rates in all ages. I consider that this issue is to be one of the most policy challenges for future. Unfortunately, I'm not so optimistic in forthcoming future, but I believe that the current problematic issues, at least for the indicators, will continue in the short term. As we all know, global financial crisis has hit young people particularly hard. It has widened the gap between those with fewer opportunities. Many young people, particularly with fewer opportunities, are increasingly excluded from social life and civic life. According to all European countries, including Turkey, give utmost importance to improve young people's employability, their integration in the labor market, their social inclusion and participation. As you all know, again, in 2014, EU launched a new Erasmus Plus program. Overall, when we look at the overall objective of the program, we can easily clear that there are many references to youth employment issues. The overall objective of the program is to improve people's skills, especially those of young people, and give them a better chance finding sustainable employment. It's not just employment, it's sustainable employment. Erasmus addresses at 3 levels: individual level, organizational level, I mean institutional level, and system level. Just want to make change at individual level, and also something for organizational level. At the end of the day, something for systemic level, at the state level. As Turkish National Agency, we are fully participated and integrated in previous education and youth programs, and now Erasmus Plus program. Since 2004, we have received more than 100,000 applications, project applications, and then we have financed almost 1/3 of them. It's 26,000 projects, and we have allocated more than 800 million euros for those projects. This is a great success for us. This is important because, for example, I just want to give one example from 2016. We have received more than 10,000 applications in 2016. We have 32 currently Erasmus Plus program country, and total applications for all countries is 42,000. That means one-fourth of the applications came from Turkey. This is a great interest from Turkish people to the EU programs. For EU programs, the critical issue is mobility. I believe it's very important for employment, the mobility. This is vitally important because we know that learning mobility is often the gateway of labor mobility. Mobility gives people a range of skills that help them to find better jobs. The project financed through Erasmus program in Turkey enabled young people to equip themselves with necessary skills demanded by labor market. When we look at the labor market, it seems that the indicators show that in the labor market, number of low-skilled jobs is declining, and high-skilled jobs is growing. It's expected that this trend will continue in the coming years. Another fact is that more and more employers require soft skills or interpersonal skills, such as self-confidence, adaptability, the ability to work in a team, sense of initiative, and intercultural understanding. At the same time, in the labor market, a key competence we must all have is learning to learn, the ability to follow and continue learning and to be aware of our learning needs. This is clear. That it's somehow we think that we know the required skills. On the other hand, we don't know how we require all those skills. Particularly, this is for the young people. It's our common responsibility to create better opportunities for young people. Young people are very hungry for better options. I'm quite sure that this international symposium is a great opportunity to exchange new ideas and to share good practices in youth employability. It brings specialists, academics, managers, and youth workers from public sector, private sector, international organizations, non-governmental organizations, NGOs together. I believe that when we leave from here, Kayseri, on Friday, we will take with us new ideas and perspective as to what work. And some inspirations that will be to benefit to our country or our organization or as an individual. Because after all, this is what we can do for youth. Inspire each other, help each other to find individual national solutions that work for us in a socially coherent world. Before concluding my speech, I would like to thank Abdullah Gül University for hosting this symposium, and as well as French and Italian national agencies for being partners in this event. Lastly, I would like to thank in advance all prominent attendees of all sessions for their insightful contributions throughout the symposium, and I wish all participants a very fruitful and enjoyable event. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Kamiloğlu. Without you and Salto, this event wouldn't be a success. So that I would like to invite our distinguished director, İhsan Sabuncuoğlu.
Thank you, Zeynep, and her team, and all the youth workers. Good morning, dear colleagues, guests, partners, distinguished representatives of the different institutes. It is a pleasure to be here. I'm very happy that we are hosting this important event, this organization, for the second time. We all know that we are living in a historical time. Historical time because the entire world is in the middle of, maybe in the process of changes. As a result, universities and higher education systems around the globe are under the influence of a number of changes, which we simply call disruptions. I must tell you that universities today, or higher education systems today, are in the middle of disruptions from different factors all over the world. We are talking about democratization of knowledge. Knowledge is everywhere. Digitization is the part of our everyday life, and also the education system. Skill development is as important as the professional foundation. Customization or personalized education is now on the agenda, and we are really seeking for new approaches for make it happen or realized. Internationalization, as a number of the speakers already mentioned, casualization, transdisciplinary approaches are pushing the higher education systems to operate differently. Competition is everywhere. Competition for budget, competition for human resources, competition for faculty members, students, for everything. And the university, as the leaders or as the managers or administrative people of the higher education systems today, we have to deal with all these issues. Unlike the past, unlike the 20, 30, or 50 years ago, we have to deal with the number of the things. Rankings quite often we hear, okay, Shanghai ranking times higher education ranking. When you go to the international conferences, meetings, when you start talking with the people to start collaboration with the different universities, first thing they ask, where is your ranking? What is your ranking in the higher education system? Where are you? Are you listed in the ranking or not? We are under the pressure of significant and severe pressure of rankings. Imagine university like us, ISYEC, new startup university, just started a few years ago. We haven't even had any graduates yet. How difficult, even though we believe that we will be in the ranking, you know, when it is feasible for us. But you know, all these things. Right now, today we are talking about the impact of something, impact of research, impact of education, societal impact. These are all the buzzwords we are talking about, and the universities have to change their structures, their systems accordingly. And engagement. We are all talking about the engagement, student engagement, engagement in teaching, engagement in research. These are and policy. We are also under the influence of the policy, government policies, changing the international policies, higher education strategies, principles. You see, it is extremely difficult today, very, very difficult today to manage universities, higher education systems, and stay competitive in such an environment. So we have to, if we face these problems as a higher education leaders, we have to be ready for these changes. So we have to change our systems, our structure. We have to do something different to be able to cope with all these disruptions, things like that. This university, I think that in the video and even the Zeynep mentioned a little bit, I mean, to some extent, our university. This is the first model, higher education model in Turkey, in the sense that we are a hybrid system between the state and private universities. By the way, in our country, in Turkey, private universities are non-profit organizations. So we call them, therefore, foundation universities, not private universities. But for the sake of understanding, I called it the private universities. But most of the private universities in Turkey do not have any profit motivation. And we are the new startup university, by the way. And so far, we work with them 700 plus contributors like you from industry, from business world, from academia, from NGOs, to be able to shape up this university. And we are really working hard to be a pioneer of third-generation universities. The meaning of third-generation universities really come from the third mission or third function of the universities, which has been mostly ignored in many times. That is societal impact. As you know, universities have three missions: education, research, and societal impact. And we are putting the societal impact at front. And we are trying to blend the research and the teaching to be able to create the significant societal impact. Impact on industries, impact on NGOs, impact on the society, community at large. Today we are developing according to our master plan, which is extended to the 2028. So we have a development plan. We are developing, slowly according to our, strategies. And currently we have 5 faculties in the university: engineering, life sciences, leadership and management, humanities, social sciences, and art and architecture. These are our 5 faculties. And not all the programs are still open. As I told you, we are opening these graduate and undergraduate programs according to our strategic plan, as well as the conjecture, economic and social conjecture that we are living in. I mentioned the societal impact. This is very important, and that makes us as the 3rd generation university. How do we do it? We look at the societal impact from the global issues perspective. We have identified the following global issues to deal with as a part of our education and research activities. And as you can guess, employability, by itself is a very important global issue. It's not an issue of Turkey, but it is there, as Mr. Bey mentioned in his talk, it's the issue of European countries as well as the many countries around the world. In my country, Turkey, believe or not, 1/3 of the university graduates, so 1 out of every 3 university graduates are unemployed. Severe. Very sad to say that, but it's true. Not only that, but also about 70% of university graduates are not pursuing their career in the area where they have the diploma. They have a medical diploma, but they are doing something else. They have an engineering diploma, but they are doing something else. So this is another, also the waste of the human resources. I think that today, one of the main challenges we face as the leader of the higher education systems, I think that we have to utilize these human resources. We have to, direct the human resources and utilization of these human resources in the right direction without any waste. Anyway, I'm just passing to some stuff because I think that we have already discussed. Now, yesterday, most of the organizations, private or public organizations, were looking for the people based on 3 important skill sets or whatever the characteristic. They were always looking for smart people, hardworking, and loyal to them, loyal to the boss, loyal to the institutions. But we all know that today, this is completely different. They are not only looking for these competencies or skills or whatever you call, but they are looking for something else. They look for the passion, adaptability, adapting to the changing environment, mobility. Some of the speakers have already mentioned. Mobility today is very important. Being entrepreneur, being innovative, digital reading and writing skills, teamwork, internationalization, communication skills. Believe me, these skills today are more important than even the many things that we teach in the universities. For that reason, today I often hear in the newspapers, in media, in a number of different settings, that from the, oh, by the way, this is the voice of CEOs, this is the voice of, you know, the owner of the companies. They often say the following, okay, in the near future, we will be recruiting to the people, not based on the diploma. In fact, we are not going to look for the diploma. We are going to look for the skills that the individual should have. That's important. So we have to be prepared for this future. So in the universities, we shouldn't only give the basic foundations and professional knowledge in a way that we have been doing for many decades in a traditional way, but rather in a much different way by providing the learning environment rather than the teaching environment. That is, in fact, one of the important and one of our missions of this university. We would like to train or graduate our students from our system in such a way that the students will experience the new learning experience, go through the new learning experience. Learning from the field, not learning in the classroom from their teacher or instructors, looking at their eyes, their teeth, their mouths. Okay? Looking for, and you know, being physically there but mentally outside, not that. Instead, self-learning, learning from practitioners, learning by design. These are the issues that we discuss in these universities, and developing our curriculum and teaching methods along this way. Now, I'm just skipping on back and forth. Okay, these are the, I think you know that 21st century learning skills, which has been published and available in the internet. I think that the companies in the near future, and even today, are looking for these skills. So we have to train our kids. We have to train our youth according to the, by providing this, the skills, or at least to provide the environment so that our students, the young people, can develop the following skills. For that reason, at AGÜ, Abdullah Gül University, we structure our system to be able to provide these services, to be able to provide this background. Like, for example, unlike the other Turkish state universities, we have the Dean of Students. And this office is not only providing the classical and traditional services to our students, but also providing the number of services such as career service, professional services, personal developments. Okay? And unlike the other Turkish universities, in fact, which is one of the unit that I have established in this university before even forming the faculties and the departments, the youth factor or the youth center. Very first thing after my term started in 2013, as of January 15, I think that in the few months around to the May or June, July, I think that we have established a center before even faculties and before even the departments or academic units, before even I recruit the deans or vice rectors, I recruited the director of the youth factory, Zeynep Hanım. And we built the team, along the way. And they have been doing, excellent job, not only for our university, for our young people, youth people, but also the community and even the Turkey and also contributing to the international, to the Europe, Salto, and many places. We have a children university, so-called children university. We also pay attention to our children, the kids. They often come to the university and participate in a number of activities. And we have the vision of, somehow linking to the, the education systems, primary schools, middle schools, high schools. These are also the areas that we are interested in, and we would like to collaborate, because the tomorrow's leaders of the tomorrow are coming from these places. And as the universities, we are only hosting them for 4 years, 5 years, which is nothing compared to 50 years of entire career of the individual. Anyway, Center for Gifted Children is also one of the important areas and the units of professional services that we provide. This is another, by the way, the gifted children are another waste of human resources of this country. A few months ago I was in mainland of China. They told me that in China the number of the gifted people are around 44 million. Almost half of the Germany, half of the UK, half of the Turkey, close. They have gifted children. You know what? Why the China is, is going to become one of the world leader? Because of the huge human resources they are coming with, okay? And the millions of the people, gifted people over there. Imagine if they are utilized, they are good directed, how much they create influence on society. AGÜ Center for Continuing Education, we simply call AGÜ Academy. We are trying to find the link with the university and the outside NGOs and some companies. So we are trying to, in our vision, we have also the mission of providing services to not only our students, not only the children, but also the graduates of the universities or the youth people. Now, as of ISYEC, as of this meeting is concerned, I think that this is very important, as I expressed my feelings. And in fact, I am one of the person who proposed this title, who proposed this theme of this conference. If you, Bernard, remember, I told him that today is the biggest issue. Okay, my favorite the class is the worker class, hard-working people. I really like not only the workers, but high workers, but especially the youth workers. I really, admire